Hi everybody, how are you? This is Mike Andrew, once again providing a short video with practical insights as it applies to business and leadership. You know, I started my career many years ago in finance, and I'm glad I did. But I made a transition years later into the talent management leadership development field. And I've often heard over the years when people would leave a company, for example, that the number one complaint was the lack of development. And I used to scratch my head and say, shouldn't the number one complaint be lack of career growth? It would be for me. And then I've learned over the years, not learned, but experienced over the years, that development for many people, not everybody, but for many people, equates with the opportunity to travel to Europe or the United States or Asia to go to an external course with a business school. I had a manager in a company in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and she used to handle development for many of our executives. And we had a very prestigious school in Abu Dhabi, INSEAD. And this one guy wanted to take a course at INSEAD. And there it was, right there in Abu Dhabi. So she made plans to send him there. He said, no, I don't want to go to Abu Dhabi. He lives in Abu Dhabi. I want to go to France. I wouldn't let him go to France. I mean, the course is right there. He wanted to travel. I get CVs or resumes that sometimes a whole page, sometimes more than a page, of people taking all this training. I'm like, what? What's going on? I mean, is that their life? They want training constantly? I'm not knocking training, but I'll tell you what I advocate. The old 70-20-10 rule, and many of you probably know what that is, where 70% of the development is on the job, day to day, real life. The other 20% is people observing you, giving you feedback, coaching, mentoring, whatever you want to call it. Now that constitutes 90% of development. And the other 10% is training. And that training can be very, very good when it's relevant and when it's necessary. But it's not the other way around. It's not 70% should be external training, traveling. I did a lot of work with McKinsey, and they used to say that their number one method of development, and this is true, was feedback. That's the 20 in the 70-20-10. I've worked a lot in the past on developing succession plans and looking at what do we need to do to get this executive ready to take on the next role. And we often focus on the 70-20, specialized assignments, getting more exposure, expand the scale and scope of the work they do so they can be ready, even more ready. And along the way, observe, give feedback, and observation and coaching by their management, not necessarily an external coach. So I'm a big believer in development, especially when it's the 70-20-10. The 10% can be really important development when it's relevant and when it's necessary. I'm not knocking that. But the ones who make out the best with the external training, other than those that travel when they don't have to travel, are the business schools, the ROI. I remember bringing in, because of my finance background, I would bring in courses on finance for the non-financial manager. And these companies would say 5 days. And I'd say, show me the agenda. And they'd, no way. Now they start getting into more complex financial learning that is going to make the student or the manager or the executive more confused than when they started. And I would always push and cut that 5-day agenda down to 2 days. Now, I've had a career that I'm quite satisfied with. And when I look back, people are shocked when I tell them this. When I look back over the years, do you know how much external training courses I've taken? 1. And it was a 2-day project management course when I was 30 years old. My whole development has been on the job, and probably 99% on the job, and 1%, unfortunately, I wish I had more feedback from management. Now, there's a caveat there. Because I work in the field, I have developed and customized many development programs in the context of a company strategy or business challenges and so forth. And when I would customize them, I would be there to observe and I would watch them over and over again. So in a way, I've been developed in a whole different way. But as far as formal external training, one course. Oh, one conference as well, one external conference and one course. So, and I remember with another company, we would look at we identified the top 100 talent at below the VP level. And what I learned from them is that their number one method of development, which they wanted more of, was challenging assignments. Give me more. And those challenging assignments is what gave them the recognition to be identified as the top 100 talent in the company. So I just want to shed some light. I am an advocate of external training when it's the right training for the right reason. I'm not an advocate of it when people want to travel and get away for 2 weeks, unless it's relevant and important. But I'm a strong advocate of development when it's on the job, day-to-day assignments, rotations, expanding scale and scope of what they do to get them more ready for the next promotion, and also combine that with observation, feedback, and coaching, especially if it's from the manager. Let me know what you think, and thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.